next.
Well, a California woman has been sentenced to more than 3 years in prison for her role in birth tourism and the scheme for birth tourism. That's where she helped Chinese women travel to the United States to deliver their babies so that they would automatically become American citizens. Our next guest calls this, quote, a scam for American citizenship. Let's bring in Peter Schweizer, president of the Government Accountability Institute and author of the book Invisible Coup. Peter, it's so great to have you on. Tell me more about how this scheme works.
Yeah, Rachel, what happened really beginning in 2011 and continuing to this day, the Chinese Communist Party has run articles in the People's Daily, other places, explaining to the Chinese elite that, hey, the American 14th Amendment says if your child is born in the United States, fly there, and your child can be a U.S. citizen. So this massive industry has evolved, primarily in California, also in China, where, people in China will pay $60,000 or so. They will fly to the United States, the pregnant mother. They will lie on their visa application. That's where these criminal charges come into place. They say we're not going to have a child. We're just here as tourists. They give birth here. They're given the birth certificate. They fly back to China where the child will be raised in China. The problem is, Rachel, that when they turn 18, that child will be a U.S. citizen, even though they grow up in communist China. It's a massive, massive industry.
So what can the U.S. government do about this?
It's a good question. There's not a lot. The Trump administration has done a fantastic job. This was not done, obviously, in the Biden administration or the Obama administration, of charging people with visa fraud. If you are coming to the United States and you're coming here with the intention of having a medical procedure like giving birth, you're required to disclose that on your visa. This industry says, don't disclose that. Tell them you're coming as a tourist. So you can do that. The key issue is going to be before the Supreme Court on birthright citizenship. And just to give you an idea of scale, Rachel, our federal government does not track this at all. We have no idea how many mothers from China have done this with their children. The Chinese government has looked at it, and they say it's been 100,000 a year for the past 13 years. So we're looking at more than 1 million U.S. citizens that are being raised in China. When they turn 18, Rachel, they're going to be able to vote, donate to political campaigns, and apply for government jobs in the United States.
Yeah, well, whatever Americans are assisting in this scam, shame on them. It's treasonous what they're doing. And I want to get to the next topic, but very quickly, because I think it's really important. Why are the Chinese doing this? Because President Trump has this eye on the Chinese. He's kicking them out of our hemisphere, but they're finding ways around. Why are the Chinese trying to do this? What is it part of?
Yeah, that's the really big question. We know a couple of things. Number one, the Chinese government is encouraging members of its elite. That means military officers, intelligence officers, propagandists. They've all done this. The Chinese government is encouraging them to do it. That's data point number one. The second point we have to realize is they did this in Hong Kong. And Hong Kong, at one point around 2010, almost half of the babies being born in Hong Kong were from mainland China. So they had to end the practice of birthright citizenship because they saw it for what it was, a subversive effort. And I think there's no other conclusion but that. This is a sophisticated form of weaponized immigration as a form of subversion by the Chinese government.
Absolutely. And they were involved with the Venezuelans and many of the cartels in the weaponized migration through our border. This is a way for them to attack us without going to war. They do it through migration and other means, fentanyl, et cetera. Great stuff, Peter. Let's move to this, because you have a new book. It's called The Invisible Coup, which unveils potential national security implications that come with mass migration into the United States. I'm going to read an excerpt because I think this is really important. This one's about Mexico. Which is run by a communist who has very close ties with China and the CCP. That's Claudia Sheinbaum. Your book says Mexico has established a vast network of over 50 consulates in the United States that have become beacons for political activism and resisting assimilation. Mexico does not want young migrants in the United States to be loyal to the United States. It wants them instead to cling to Mexico's resentments about its northern neighbor. It accomplishes this by invading our classrooms. Local U.S. school administrators, either out of ignorance or sympathy for the cause, are happy to oblige. Talk to me more about this. This is very, very dangerous.
Yeah, the thing to understand here is that they have a massive resentment of the United States, and they speak openly about how mass migration is a means by which they are going to be exerting sovereignty inside the United States. They sometimes call it Reconquista. And this may seem like a really weird kind of fringe theory, except most of the Mexican political elite talk about it. I quote dozens of them in the book, but they've also, Rachel, set up an infrastructure. So China and the United Kingdom have 6 and 7 consulates in the United States. Mexico has 53. And as I lay out in the book, they are involved in political action, partisan political action. They are helping Democrats and fighting against Republicans getting elected. And the second thing they're doing is they are fueling the chaos in our streets. You have Mexican officials that were involved in organizing the LA riots. There's a consulate up in St. Paul, Minnesota, that is involved in organizing the anti-ICE protests. It's a massive, massive problem. We've clearly hit a nerve. The book is #1 on the New York Times list, and Claudia Sheinbaum was asked about the book yesterday in Mexico City, and she was not pleased to talk about it.
Of course she's not. And by the way, that's why you see all those Mexican flags at these riots and rallies that they have. And they don't need 52 or 53 consulates. They're our closest neighbor. This is something I hope Marco Rubio will look into. Clearly, you only need a few. And so here's, by the way, we got a response from the Mexican president, Sheinbaum, the communist who went to school in Berkeley. This is what she says. This is absolutely false. Consulates have a role determined by international laws, and what our consulates essentially do is provide protection and assistance to Mexicans in the United States. That is their job. It is fundamental, and that is what they are dedicated to do. Last word, Peter. Oh, he's gone. I'm sorry. We're going to have to end this here, but it's a great topic, and we promise to follow up on it.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.